You are very much thinking in images. What was the initial image and what did you get the first impression for this creation?
Well, it is a second piece of the row about parts about aspects of time. First year we worked about daydreams. The second year we worked about expectations. So this is the piece about expectations. And well, I always go not from an image but from a feeling. And my feeling is that we are living in a world with a lot of expectations, and that it is really, there comes out strange behaviors how we deal with expectations, so that people are not reachable anymore. Even they have email and telephone and mobile phone and several things, but you cannot reach them at all because it's too much information. And so with this overload, we were dealing a lot with ideas of that.
If you have any questions, then just raise your hand. Okay.
It would be just a little kind of feedback. It was a little very nice triptychon for me to see the balloons, the dancers, and after this strings like marionette in the marionette theater, because the balloons are so light and they are kind of dancing in the air too, and the bodies are more heavy on the ground. They tried to kind of copy the dancing of the balloons, and in the ending it just happened that she's on the in the air, but she had to use her muscles, so it won't be the same. So this kind of struggling with life and connections, it's. So yes, it's very, very nice, but it's more nice because it's so personal. This was feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Somebody would like also ask something? Would you like to come? I see you were looking like, oh, wow.
Expectations. You know, this type of performance is going to be, a lot of the times, be given to audiences who are used to crazy things. Okay. Yeah? I mean, contemporary dance audiences, we have no expectations apart from being astonished or bored or something. So is this piece about the expectations of the dancers? Is it about their expectations, or are you confronting our expectations, or is it kind of half-half? Or is that doesn't matter anyway?
So I can tell you what it is for me. For me, it is the expectation in general. It is so we have played with several images about expectations. So if you have seen the video projections, there were a lot of movements of expectations. So we had these balls dancing in the air. If you have the images on it, you could have the idea about this magic prophecy balls that tell you what will be in the future. We have worked with prophecy, but maybe also my dancers would like to say something about it.
Come on. You always.
She has.
Well, for me it was kind of funny to do a piece about expectations because I think they're nonsense. I don't know, it was more about the topic of expectations, less that I thought about what would the audience expect. Like you said, it's a contemporary dance piece. I mean, audience is used to be in between dance, so it was not about... The form of the performance is for me not about expectations, me towards the audience or audience towards this meta level of performance that also sticks to the topic, of course, but was for me not a topic at all. So it was more like Ilona said, towards future, what is expectation? Is it, anyway, for me it was a big question, is it a physical term or is it not a physical term? Because there is fear, there's so many other things that are then connected later on a second step that I could relate more to. Expectation for me is a weird term. As a physical person, it's a weird term somehow. So it was interesting to work with it on a physical level plus on a, I don't know, theoretical level, but to look at society, what do we expect from the future, what do we expect from friends or my neighbor, or, yeah. But what you were mentioning was for me not a topic at all, this meta level. It's more like what was inside, like the content and less the form of the whole thing. maybe for a spectator it's different, or for you it's different, but for me it was not a topic at all.
Did that answer? Did that answer your question, or do you have?
I have no expectations.
And you have also played around with lots of different presences, like the dancers were physically present in the screenings, and you have also mixed these presences. Do you usually require the dancers to be present in your creation, in your process as well? Do they contribute to this work?
Sure. Yes. We are working together on the theme, so we are working on different things. So we do improvisations, and during the improvisations we approach to the theme, and then in the end we do a collection of where we want to mainly focus on.
Yeah. There's a question.
Hi. Would you talk a little bit more about the power dynamics that were created through what you were just mentioning? I felt that there's so much transposing of, yes, we see a quite large man with two women. Yes, we see being seen through the projector. There is power dynamics in turn just created by the fact that I could move and have agency to view this piece however I want. But then you have another projection that is so different, and yet you completely reveal how it's created. So there is yet another sense for me as an audience member of how you create this power dynamic of. This felt like Big Brother, but I knew that it was just somebody in the background. Yeah.
Well, I think this idea about Big Brother is something what was in it too, because expectations are most of the time made from outside. So we were physical-wise, especially in the end in the choreographies, we worked a lot with expectationlessness. With what about if someone has no expectations, or what about if expectations are between two persons who don't contact personally but always use a medium, something in between that gives away that transfers the expectations or the wishes, what happens, and in the end when they personally stay in front of each other maybe there's nothing, when they don't have any more this medium they concentrate on. That was something we were working on, but with the different projections, for me this is also the different layers of each of us. What kind of expectations do we have, and about the disappointment.
Would you say that having an expectation actually creates a power dynamic, that by having an expectation you are much more powerful in a situation, or vice versa, or not?
It can also have power on you, it can also direct you, it can direct your life if you have an expectation. Can direct your life, and you cannot be open for other things. It can be a very hard power, I think, to have expectation.
Thank you very much, and congratulations, and thank you for this experience. And we have to go now, so we'll see you in a few minutes, and see you later when you join us. And please, I ask you to join the group of us and follow us to the next venue, to the next performance. Thank you very much.
Thank you.